what are the input-output relationships of arm wrestling? Of course, you have training and diet, but is there other things, and what's most beneficial?
Well, I would say, I think skill level you pick up, so I wouldn't rank that in the top 3. I would think reaction time and force development would be the top 2, because your skill level will come just with experience. So you should be focused on, and then that ability to react.
Yeah.
You know, if you think someone's top rolling, they start pressing. So I would think that would be your number 1 output. That's what you would want to master first, then force development, then reaction time speed. So that's what you would want out. To go into that, you would need proper practice, proper training, and not just going in there and doing your pet move and beating up the new people, but making other people act like what your future opponent's going to do and trick you, and, you know, and let them cheat the grip, let them jump go, let them elbow follow, you know, make it the worst possible match you can in practice. So you're arm wrestling the worst possible version of the guy.
Yeah.
And losing at the beginning, so you can measure that. Then your training, you know, I don't know if you can actually improve your reaction time. I think you could probably practice it, but I don't think you can actually increase the speed that the brain sees something and the body reacts to it. I think that's fixed, but I don't know.
Yeah, you would just need tons and tons of volume. And like you say, active practice, not shit practice, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's real easy to go in there and, you know, beat everybody who's easy to beat the hook, and then top roll everybody who's got no top roll defense.
Yeah, I feel like back to John, because have you heard about the proximal development zone? It's like a 3-circle. It's actually for children in the beginning, but it's the green circle is in the inside is things you can do easily, and then you have the orange zone, things you can barely do or with guidance, and then you have the red zone, which is things that you can't do. And what you're talking about here is a perfect representation, I think, of staying in the orange zone, which is where you develop the most. And
John will put, when you practice with John will put you in your best position, and he'll put him in. So everybody who practices with John thinks they can beat him, because they go, man, I had John right here in my power all day long.
Yeah.
Then that's practice John. Then you go see competition John, and you don't get anywhere near that zone anymore. John keeps you in the absolute worst part of your game ever, because John practiced his bad part while you practiced your best part.
Yeah, he sort of practices his worst, weakest links, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say you are the sort of best guy in your club, and you just do a sharp top roll on everyone, and then you're barely even going to get warmed up, right? It's going to disconnect people.
And all your teammates are getting better and better at dealing with the top roller.
Yeah. I actually picked up an idea from wrestling that I tried, and basically think king of the table, but instead it's the dictator. So the guy stays even if he loses, right?
Okay.
So even if you're the strongest guy, eventually you're going to start cracking a little bit, and then people are going to look for your sort of weakest links. The only problem was that doing this for 10 minutes means your arm was just messed up for a month, basically.
Yeah. I had a team who did a version of that, where you would stay on the table till you lost like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that sounds like a good sort of medium.
Yeah. And once you lose twice or 3 times, then you're out, and then whoever beats you the second or third time gets up there. And so they assume, because not everybody can do everything. So I kind of forced the person who's staying on the table to eat a press, eat a hook, eat a top
Yeah,
roll, or
yeah,
a tall guy, a short guy, that sort of thing.
yeah. Yeah, and if you're the strongest guy, which is a problem for a lot of people, then maybe your pronation will never break. But if you get like four guys taking turns, then eventually it's going to soften up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, if you're Levon or Vitali, it's got to be hard to
Yeah,
find practice partners.
yeah, yeah. We had a huge problem with that in our club because we got a guy that just super heavyweight with basketball hands and a vicious pronation even before he started working out. And within like a year, people had to start using both their hands and stuff like that. And it's uh, it's problematic for sure
Yeah,
because then you don't develop your skill properly, right?
and you're really not, and neither is he,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he's not feeling another giant hand
Yeah,
with lots of reach. He's feeling two little hands with no
yeah,
reach.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And he never sort of gets backed into a corner either where he
right.
has to adapt. I think that sort of adapted
Yeah,
the
it's like
English.
he's training with Cicely Tyson, and he has to go fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the main reasons why Travis got so good because he started out as a kid, right? So he had
Yeah.
to sort of use every perfect manner.
Wow. And he was in like an arm wrestling ground zero in West Virginia. His
Yeah,
dad had a bar called the Big Arm Bar, and it was
yeah,
set up all around arm wrestling. Arm
yeah,
wrestling was really big in his town. So, there's 50, 60 people in his town that were all good arm wrestlers that you
yeah,
really never heard of,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
That's pretty insane sort of preconditions, I guess.
Yeah.